Hey YouTube, it's Tammy C. Walker, the owner of Dreams Are a Reality. I created this channel to provide light, love. How are you? Today I want to talk about when I stop caring what others think. Before I get started, please hit subscribe and please hit like. Let me jump right in. I stopped caring what others thought about me or think about what I do. It happened years ago, but I can tell you what led me up to it. I don't know that I was the type that always cared, some parts of me, but as I have gotten older, it's becoming less and less. I'll tell you why. Growing up, like when I was engaged, I was 22. So I had people saying, don't get married. If I was you, I wouldn't do it. You're too young. You still need to see the world. Absolutely agree with them now. Absolutely. But I had to go through what I went through to get to where I am. Okay, so after that, I began to travel a little bit more and maybe meet my cousin in Atlanta or different stuff. And then I heard people, they were talking about me doing that. And in all fairness, after my dad passed, after the divorce, yes, I was in a depressed place. So I wasn't myself, but it just kind of hurts when you hear people talk about you. But this gonna all make sense. So then I began to lose jobs. So instead of me having a permanent job, I would do contract work. I got talked about. But I ended up, being the one that mastered being a contractor because I could command more money than permanent employees. I also had long-term contracts and they came with benefits. So I really wasn't losing. But people just always have something to say. And of course, I was always the type. I would change jobs because I get bored quick because I was not doing my passion. People talked about that. Another thing they talked about, I always moved. But people didn't know why I would move. Slumlords. I had an apartment where the landlord lived upstairs. I was downstairs. She was like always kind of spying. I'm not going to stay there. I had another apartment where it became unsafe, where someone moved in, their teenage son. He had friends hanging outside the door at 1 and 2 in the morning. I lived in a lower level. They would be by the stairs next to my door. That's not safe. At the time, my guy would be there, but some nights he would not be. And I'm not paying money for that. And I can go on and on with the slummy apartments. So people made fun, like, you always moving. But again, stop caring what people think. I pay my own rent. I have to be safe while you're at home with your husband and shit. Then I'm at home by myself in danger. And then you're going to crack on me that I'm moving. Well, it's really none of your business. Unless you're paying the rent of Tammy C. Walker, it's none of your business. So those are some of the reasons why I stopped caring what other people say. I remember before I dated, my last guy, you would hear this all the time. Don't date foreigners. You got to stay away from them. Best boyfriend I ever had. So don't listen to what people say. We have to also remember, stop trying to live up to what your parents told you. And it's really kind of scary because people are doing this and their parents are deceased. My mom, she didn't want me to do this. My dad, he wanted me to do that. Your parent is deceased. And I'm not being mean because both of mine have passed away. Yes, they taught me a lot. It's some things they taught me, some morals and values. But I'm telling you, and I tell everybody this about my mom and dad. They were not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. They had their stuff just like I'm sure some of your parents do, or whatever, whoever raised you, your guardian. But what I loved about my parent is they left us alone. They were like, they're grown. She gonna figure it out. I have equipped her with the tools she needs. She gonna figure it out. And I really appreciate that aspect of them. I'm not trying to come down on parents that get into their grown children's business because a good parent, they only want to see their son and daughter succeed. They don't want to see their daughter with a bunch of kids by different men or their son or daughter doing drugs or in and out of jail. I probably would do like you and try to fight like heck to keep my kids safe too. But I'm not going to tell my child, if I had kids, baby, don't do this career. You shouldn't do that because I'm telling you what's going to happen. Mark my words. When stuff go wrong, they're going to blame you. I didn't ever want to do this anyway. Some people, they are so stressed out trying to fulfill the wishes of their parents that they're not living their best life. And that stuff is going to come back to bite that parent because they're going to blame you and they have resentment. So I'm not trying to get into that because I don't even have kids, but we have to stop caring what everybody think, anybody, as long as you're not doing anything illegal. Hey, you're not sleeping with somebody's husband or wife. You're being a good person and being kind. Follow your gut. God gave you a gut, intuition, however you want to say it, Holy Spirit, whichever way you want to go with it. You follow your gut. It's going to tell you what to do. And the reason why I tell you this is nobody is with you 24/7. Nobody. And, as an adult, we have common sense. You know what you like. You know what you don't like. You know what you want to do or you think you want to do. You know the field that interests you for right now. And you got to remember, it's A-okay. So the reason why it is okay, sometimes we try so hard not to make the wrong decision, we make the wrong decision. A lot of times in life, we get to where we need to get to through trial and error. If I hadn't never gotten cancer, I would have probably never became a life coach because that's what made me be a life coach after I got sick. I was like, I want to help people. What can I be? Being life coach. Did that from 2010 to 2014. It was just iffy for me. Then I said, you know what? I'm going to go on and sometimes that Chicago come out. I am going to go ahead and become a therapist because I dealt with depression. I have dealt with anxiety and I knew I could reach more people being a therapist versus the life coach. I'm not saying life coaching doesn't work. It just wasn't working with how I was doing it. So that's what got me to my whole life now. Counselor by day with teens, 6th, 7th, 8th graders, therapist at night, and a little bit on Saturday. So I'm just saying, stop caring what other people think and trust your gut. We got to remember what mom and dad, they lived their life. They lived their life. And that's not cool for them to do that to you because they had to learn the hard way. And I know they're trying to stop you from making an error or mistake, but they're going to be mad anyway. Me personally, I'd rather make mom and dad mad and go be a singer. I'm going to go and study psychology. They wanted me to do, I'm just making up stuff. They wanted me to get an MBA in business. Well, I'm going to go sing on Broadway because that's what's real to me. That's what resonates with me. At the end of the day, I have to look myself in the mirror and say, Tammy, are you happy? When I close my eyes at night, I have to have a peace that overcomes me where I can get some sleep. If I'm listening to Exhibit A, B, C, D, E, I'm not going to know what's best for me. When you go to a lot of people, I used to do this years ago before I became self-aware, before I did a lot of journaling. Well, I've been journaling for years, but before I started journaling about positive things, before I did meditation, before I prayed more, before I really studied myself, I would get the opinion of many people. I mean, it could be as high as 5 to 7 people. And I would become so confused, I honestly wouldn't even know which way to turn. So this is why, stop caring what other people think. What do you think? What do you want? What do you deserve? What do you desire? What is your gut telling you? Have you all ever been walking down the street and somebody's behind you and they wasn't at first? You're like, somebody behind me. You turn around, sure enough, it's somebody there. That's your intuition. Have you ever met somebody and you're like, stranger danger, something's off with this dude, this lady, something's not right. It might not be all the way bad, but you'll be like, something different about them. Intuition. Have you ever almost turned somewhere and you're like, something's telling me don't go that way? Then you hear it was a bad accident. Intuition. Follow your gut. You got to trust your own self. This is the way to success. This is the way to peace. And stop caring what others think. They're going to talk about you anyway. They talked about me when I was thin, called me skinny. Now that I'm curvy, ooh, I can't believe you gained weight. It's like you can't never win for losing. If you try to please people, you'll never win. They are going to lead you astray. And the reason why even family members do this, because why are they telling you these things? Their fear, their life, especially if they're not a dreamer and you want to open your own restaurant, you want to open a dance studio, you want to open a music studio, and they did the 9 to 5 working for the city. And I'm not knocking city workers, I don't care what people do, but I'm talking about me. And when you have a more creative soul, those type of people, they don't think you crazy until you go and play drums for Jay-Z. Now you big and bad, but they didn't believe in your dream until you're on the Oscars or the Grammys. Now they saw your dream. So they see your dream. So you got to do what you need to do to be happy. You got to do what you need to do to fulfill your dream. Many times that dream is put on you by God. That's a God-given talent or gift. And when God speaks to you, he's not speaking to your mama, your daddy, or your cousin, your sister, and your friends. Sometimes not even your spouse. But you have to trust yourself. It's like the movie Air, where this guy, he really believed in Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was 18. And he wanted to give that shoe deal, Nike, to Michael Jordan. And not four. They used to do it to give it to 4 athletes. But this guy was like Sonny. He was like, I want to give it to this kid. He hadn't become the star he is now, went on to be. But his gut and the character that was played by, I do believe it was Chris Tucker. He told him, dude, follow your gut. Follow your intuition, man. You're never wrong. He said, you're never wrong with this type of stuff. Go for it. So I hope something I said helps you. I just wanted to put this video out because I know when people are younger, and I'm really speaking to like 18 through 20 some year olds, plus older people, they are still trying to honor the legacy of mom and dad, or trying to not do something because their mom is going to talk about them. I talk to a lot of people, and older parents still criticize their grown, very grown kids. I'm talking about 30, 40, 50-year-old sons and daughters still going to the parent for advice, which I would if my mom was alive, because I really trusted her. And even my dad, I talked to him a lot when they both were alive. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you have got to live for yourself and follow your own intuition. Don't talk to a bunch of people. You're just going to get confused. I hope I helped you. Drop me some comments on what I was saying and let me know if you agree or not. It's all good. All right, I'm out of here. Peace. Thank you.